Hey guys, today I'm going to be answering your questions in this Q&A video. The questions are from the comments you left below in the 2,000 subscriber giveaway, and there were questions on YouTube and questions on Instagram. So there were a bunch because a lot of you guys entered the giveaway, and that was one of the rules. You had to ask a question. So I'll probably break this up into two separate videos if it goes on too long. So I didn't really read through any of these questions, so my answers are just going to be off the top of my head. So hopefully I do a good job answering them for you guys. So the first question is from Lalani Ross. Sorry, I'm terrible at pronunciation. And the question is, what would you do if you got an invitation to an all-white party? What would you wear? Not too serious of a question, just for fun. I would probably wear some sort of white dress. I know they sell a lot of those things on different like goth type clothing websites, and I've seen a lot of pretty like lacy white dresses. I might purchase something like that and wear it. Or I could lose weight and I could fit back into my wedding dress that was an all-white dress. The next question is by Gothic Tech, and it is, what tattoo am I thinking about getting next? Okay, so this is like, I guess, I don't really know, because I always say I don't want any more tattoos. And I guess I don't have any particular reason why I don't want any more tattoos. I think that, I don't know, I guess as I get older, I think to myself, am I really going to want what I got on my body all those years ago? When I was not 19, 17 years old, I got a tattoo on my arm, and years later I hated it and I got a cover up. And then there was another tattoo that I got on my back that was really done poorly, and I ended up getting a cover up. So it's like, do I want to get cover ups for the rest of my life because I'm either gonna not like something or the tattoo comes out poorly? So I really don't have anything in mind as to what I would want for a tattoo if I was to get another one. I guess like a couple things that kind of come to mind would be something like, I've always liked the idea of like some sort of like skeleton key, or maybe like something to do with my son, maybe his name. I don't know. I don't, or an owl, because I don't have any owl tattoos, maybe some kind of cool owl. So no, I don't really have any plans to get any tattoos in the future. I just haven't really thought about it, and that's not something that I've really wanted. The next question is from Lita Ferry. Hello, Lita. And she asks, what band would I like to meet, whether they're still around or the members are dead or alive? And my answer to that would probably be, I don't know, I have a couple. Probably Type O Negative. I would like to meet them, even though the lead singer is dead, and like she said, they could be dead or alive. So maybe Peter Steele from Type O Negative. The rest of the band too is they're great, but I think like Peter Steele just sticks out in my mind. Johnny Cash, which will never happen because he is also passed away, and I don't know. Maybe that's about it. I think it'd be kind of interesting to meet Ozzy Osbourne, just to kind of have a conversation with him, if he could even hold a conversation anymore. I think he just kind of like mumbles and like grunts a lot, so I don't know, that'd be kind of funny. Then Selena Klasky, I think I'm pronouncing that right, asks, where did you learn the hand gesture at the end of your video, and what does it mean? I never wanted to give this away because it was such like a dorky, nerdy thing, and I was like, oh, I don't think anybody would really know where that came from, because it's just like a small little thing in a movie. And if you guys don't know what the hand gesture I do is, it's the thing at the end where I go like this, hand on the heart, and then kind of like this. And I guess I'll have to tell you, it is from the movie Willow. And I don't think I'll be able to add the little scene in there because it'll probably be copyrighted out of there. But it's when they're in their village, like where Willow lives. Oh, what's the name of those people? I forget what they're called. I forget what they're called, what their race of people are, but they're like those little midget people. I hope that's not like a derogatory term for them. But they have this wizard in their town, and they're all there's like a bunch of them that compete to be like the next wizard in line, and like Willow is one of them. And then but he ends up having to go on that journey to bring the baby back to where it's supposed to go, the special baby there. And when he's departing, that's what the wizard does to him. I can't remember what his name is in the movie, but he does that. He'll go, and he's like that, and I think he's like, follow the river, or whatever he says. So yeah, I gave my secret away. It's not as interesting as some people might think it is. Then Creepy Corners asks, how do you express yourself without fear? I don't really think I understand that question. Like, how do I express myself, like, and not be afraid that people are gonna make fun of the way that I look or the way that I dress, I guess. I don't know. I just don't care. I really just don't care what people think of me, and if they're that like shallow and closed-minded that they can't see that like different people like different things, like dress a different way, look a different way, listen to different types of music, then why should I care about their opinion? Like, it really doesn't matter to me. The Midnight Crafter's question is, what is your favorite piece of jewelry, and do you prefer dangly earrings or studs? My favorite piece of jewelry would probably obviously have to be my wedding rings. I'm actually not wearing them right now. I don't wear them a lot when I'm during the day when I'm working, like if I'm doing like dog sitting or going out and things like that, just because, I don't know, I don't want them to get ruined or to get snagged on anything or anything to happen to them. So yeah, I don't wear them a lot. I wear them when I'm going out, like, you know, to the movies or to a concert, or I don't know, just like out on a date with my husband, I guess. But I don't wear them like around the house, like cleaning and stuff like that, or just, you know, dog sitting. I just don't want anything to happen to them, or them to get like gross and dirty and things like that. So, and right now I'm not wearing them because a lot of times when I dress up for doing my videos and stuff, I just try to wear like some of the jewelry I don't get to wear that often, because it's a piece of jewelry that, like my wedding rings are jewelry that I wear, I guess, if I am going out. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys. It's my logic, but yeah. So my wedding rings are my favorite piece of jewelry because my husband had them custom designed for me. And do I prefer studs or dangly earrings? I love dangly earrings. The bigger the better. I don't really like stud earrings. I only have like small studs in my ears, like right now for my second hole that I wear all the time, but for this hole, the first hole, I don't. I always have some sort of like dangly-ish earring on, or big hoop type of earring. Then Cree Marks asks, you're stranded on a tropical island that's well supplied with food and water, but you choose 3 items to take with you. What would you choose? I would I mean, I guess I'm not going to consider like my family items, so they're out. So if it's just me on the island, I guess, oh, I don't know. I mean, I was gonna say like maybe like a radio or something where I could listen to music, but eventually the radio is gonna die if you just have batteries in it and you have nowhere to plug it in. So that's out. So maybe my guitar, so that way I can play music myself, so I can always have some sort of music around me. The second thing I guess would be, I don't know, maybe an album with pictures of my friends and family so that I don't forget what they look like. And the number 3 thing would have to be probably some sort of book to read, or just maybe like a collection of books that I could take with me. Maybe the Harry Potter books, or maybe the Lord of the Ring books, or the Hobbit, something like that that I wouldn't mind reading over and over again. The 13th Wolf Man asks, name of a movie or band that you just can't stand, even though you know a ton of people that do. Okay. Movie I can't stand. I think I've had this conversation before. I don't know if I have or not, but a movie I can't stand, and I've only seen it once, is the Batman movie that has Heath Ledger as the Joker. Like, so many people loved him in that movie and thought he was amazing. I could not freaking stand him. The whole movie, with like the parts with him in it, annoyed me so bad. I was like, you know, like nails on a chalkboard? It was like whenever he was talking, I was like, this is horrible. I hate his like interpretation of the Joker. I just could not stand it. I hated him in that movie. Ugh, like I've only seen the movie once. It was in the theater, and I hope to never ever see it again. And I guess a band that a lot of people love that I can't stand, I don't know. Like, I really can't think of a band off the top of my head that I'm like, oh, I can't stand. There's bands that like I just don't particularly like. I don't like Korn. I used to like them back in the day, but I don't like them anymore. I don't like Rush. I like Rush's music, but I can't get past the lead singer's voice. And I do not like Ghost. That might be like shocking to a lot of people because a lot of people love that band. I don't think that they're horrible, but, and I wouldn't say I can't stand them, I just think they're boring. They do nothing for me. I don't see what the big deal is about them that everybody thinks that they're so great. Like, I just don't like them. I'm sorry if you do, but I just don't. Lily Divine Light's question is, what is your favorite gothic accessory you've ever owned? I don't really have a favorite. Like, I really like this one with the crow on it, hence that's why I wore it. I really like my Ankh earrings that I have. I have like two like choker type necklaces from Restyle that I really like. But I can't say that I actually have one piece of jewelry that I'm just like, oh, I love this so much, because I have so many like necklaces and pieces of jewelry that I really, really like. So I don't know. Oh, maybe. And then I have this this like snake bracelet that like wraps around your arm that my husband got for me at a thrift store, and I think it's pretty, not a thrift store, but yeah, it was kind of like a, no, it's not a thrift store, it was an antique store, sorry. And I think it's all like white gold or silver or something, and it's really pretty, and I think it's pretty gothy looking. I'll insert a picture for you guys so that you can see it. Next question, Sin DeVille. Hi, Sin. And her question is, what is your favorite outfit that you own? I don't really have a favorite outfit. I think that I more, like now I favor wearing leggings, like some sort of black leggings, and just like a long flowy black shirt, something like that. And my boots, like some sort of boots that go up, you know, like either above my ankles or up more towards my knees. I don't really have anything in particular that I would say is my favorite, though, that I wear all the time. No, not really. Radically Dark's question is, what is your favorite animated movie? I don't know, I have a couple. I really like Beauty and the Beast. I really like Sleeping Beauty. That's probably before Beauty and the Beast. Like Beauty and the Beast, I mean, obviously the cartoon version that Disney put out before, like the one with the real actors and actresses. And I really like Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride. Are those considered animated? I think those are claymation. So, right? I don't know. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, I don't take those out. Yeah, I don't know. Probably like Disney movies, definitely, totally. I love Disney movies. Peter, I'm gonna butcher this. Garris. Sorry, Peter. Peter's my pen pal. I love him. I talk to him all the time. But I still can't pronounce your last name. Question is, what are your thoughts on motherhood, especially as an alternative parent? I love being a mother. It's probably like the best thing that's ever happened to me. And more so because I didn't think I was going to be able to have a child after having Lyme disease and still suffering from different symptoms and the after effects of it. So I appreciate it, I think, that much more. And my thoughts on it are, I just stay who I am. Like, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to all of a sudden change the way that I dress and I look and the things that I like and the music I listen to, because some people would think it's a bad influence on my child, which it's not. I don't know. I know a lot of people probably look at me sometimes when I'm out with him and they're probably like, she's weird looking and I'm a bad person maybe, because I think a lot of people think that anybody that looks somewhat like this or is alternative looking, they're bad people, and it's totally not true. We're like the nicest people. So yeah, I love being a mother. Like I said, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I hope that my son is into the same things that I am when he gets older, because I will be exposing him to, like, you know, the music I like and movies that I like and, you know, books that I like to read. So hopefully he'll like the same things. And if he doesn't, that's okay. He's his own person. Next question. It's, hey, it's Kitten Tears. And she says, Since you're a fellow 90s goth, what is your fondest memory of that time? My fondest memories in the 90s would probably have to be just being out with my friends, going to concerts, going to clubs, going to goth clubs, dancing, just seeing loads of bands play. Like, that was just so much fun for me. I had the time of my life in the 90s, going to shows and listening to music with my friends. Lynn Vaughn asks, when did you start to make soap, and what's your favorite part about making them? I started making soap, oh god, it was a few years ago. Maybe like 3 years ago, something like that, 4 years ago. I took a class, and just to get out of the house and do something because I had been cooped up from being sick with the Lyme. So I figured I would go out and do the class, and I loved it. I'm like, this is so cool. I can like make the different scents that I want and use different type of molds and things like that. So, and my favorite part of it is I like when other people get to try my soap and I get like positive feedback from them that they like it, or they enjoy the scent, they enjoy using it, they like the different molds that I use, like the little spooky ones and things like that. So yeah, probably like feedback from other people enjoying my soap. The Blitz Station. This question is, what do you think is good for a younger generation's millennials to help keep the scene going? My advice would be to like go out and try to meet like fellow goth people. I know a lot of it is online now, and it might be hard for people because there might not be a lot of goths in their area, or even like metalheads if you're into that scene too, which I am too. So I would say try to actually physically go out and meet people, and maybe not just so much talking online. Because I know like going to the clubs was an awesome experience for me. And like I said, going to concerts and meeting people was an awesome experience for me. And I feel like it just keeps things going if you just like are going out. And if you meet younger people, like younger goths or younger metalheads, and like sharing your experiences with them, I think that's a good way to like keep the scene going. Also introducing them to music maybe they've never heard before, you know. So some of the things I might listen to might be like, oh, that's old. That's for old people. But it's like, it's still good music, and younger people may not have heard of it before, and you're exposing them to something maybe they would have never listened to. Morgana Graves' question is, what is your favorite thing about the Haunted Mansion? Now, she knows that I love the Haunted Mansion. I have so many things that I love about the Haunted Mansion. Obviously going there, going on the ride, going through the ride. My favorite scene would probably be the ballroom scene where the people are dancing, the ghosts are dancing, and they're like see-through, and the way that Disney did that, I think, is an awesome way that they did it. Like, it's just, I feel like it was so advanced, like advanced technology. And I don't know, I love just going there and going to the shops and buying like the different items they have that's Haunted Mansion themed, like clothes and housewares and things like that. Lara Avlis asks, how did you get into the subculture? How was your family's reaction about your style? So I got into the gothic subculture through two guys that me and my friend Kelly met. So me and this girl Kelly, we were best friends, and we were introduced to these two guys through another friend of ours, and they were into the goth scene, like the look and the music and everything like that. And at that time I was more into the metal looking like, you know, like aspect, and I was mostly into metal music and never heard any goth music. So we started dating them. She dated one guy, I dated the other, and that's how we got into it. And I just remember when I first like learned more about it and was showed more about it, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Like, it was just like a whole like new world for me. And I think now, as I'm gotten older, I've combined the two, like the metal and the goth thing. I've just made it like my own. I wouldn't say I'm more one than the other. I like to just mix up the two together. And what was my family's reaction? My family hated it. Like, my father would make fun of me. He would call me Elvaria, not Elvira, because my father's from Italy, so he has an accent. So it was Elvaria. And sometimes he would call me Frankenstein when I would wear my big combat boots. I don't know why. And my mom would just be like, ah, you're going out of the house looking like that. Like, I think they were just like, oh my God. And then, you know, I was getting tattoos and piercings, which made it even worse for them. But they were never like, you can't wear that. They never told me I couldn't wear certain things or dress a certain way. I think they just weren't too pleased with it, but they never banned me from doing that or grounded me because of the things that I like to wear or the music that I like to listen to. So that was as far as my parents. The rest of my family, I think they just looked at me like, she's weird, she's odd. And like I would get comments from them all the time, like, why do you have to wear that type of makeup and why do you wear those type of clothes and things like that. But obviously over the years they saw that it stuck and I haven't changed, so they're just used to it by now. Cindy K. Hole's question is, how is the goth scene where you live? Do you go to parties, etc.? The goth scene where I live, like right where I live, like my area around me, like different towns, there's like nothing. But if you go into Boston, which is the main city, or into Rhode Island, which is Providence, Rhode Island, which is the city going south of me, it is, I think more so, it's bigger in Boston. They have 2 events that are held, like 2 goth nights that are held at 2 different clubs. And that's where I used to go a lot when I was younger. The clubs have changed. Like one club that was primarily just goth completely shut down, and they now just hold goth nights at different clubs that they just like rent out, I guess, for the night. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't been in a while just because I'm older and then I got sick and I didn't really go out, yada yada yada, but it's still going because I'm friends with one of the promoters for the clubs, and I'm always seeing the flyers of, you know, they post online of the different nights that are going on. So it's still a big thing in Boston. In Providence, I think they still have stuff. I think they call it like Hell Night. Maybe I've been there a couple times. I think it's not as big in Providence, but Boston is the place to go. And do I go to parties? No, not anymore. I used to tons and tons of parties when I'm younger, but I'm like older now and I don't drink. So if I do go to parties, it's like something at a friend's house where they had like a cookout, you know, that type of party, not like a goth party. So, you know, just us old people hanging out, talking about the good old days. Creature. That's it, just Creature. This question is, do you like progressive songs? Metal progressive. There's a Japanese band called Dire in Grey. It's an experimental metal band that has some good progressive songs, so I recommend you check them out. Yeah, I think, like, what is progressive metal? I think I'm like terrible with categories of music, but I thought like Dream Theater was prog rock or prog metal. I like Dream Theater. Dragon Force. I don't know what else is really categorized as that. Is like Nightwish categorized as progressive metal? I'm not sure. I'm horrible with that stuff. But the things that I have heard, I guess it's sort of progressive metal, I do like. I like tons of different types of metal music. And I've never heard of that band, that Japanese band that you mentioned, but I will be sure to check them out. Emma Young, her question is, what is your best advice for handling anxiety? I feel like you've already talked about this, but I can't remember. My best, okay, so I don't really want to give anybody advice on how to handle anxiety because everybody copes in a different way. But for me, I had to go on medication. Like, there was no way around it. I tried and tried, and I was a wreck. And I could not even function. I tried different things. I tried like going to acupuncture. I tried going to a hypnotist. I tried doing yoga. I tried meditating. I could not do it naturally to save my life. I had to go on the medication. And since I've been on the medication, I've been doing a whole hell of a lot better. I'm not like 100% great going out. I still have anxiety when I go out. And the way that I handle like that type of anxiety that I still have, that the medication can't handle, is that I tell myself like stupid things like, you're being dumb. Like, you can go out, it's fine, nothing's gonna happen to you. And so what if you do pass out in public, which is like my greatest fear? Then, oh well, like you'll just fall over and then you'll just like, your friends will help you up or whoever and you'll be totally fine. Like, why are you, you know, restricting yourself and staying at home because you're so scared to do this or do that? And I just think to myself, like, oh, whatever, who cares? And I think, like, you've already done a lot. Like, you gave birth to a child. You pushed a kid out of your crotch. You can go out. You can get out of the house. Like, I just try to tell myself that I'm being ridiculous, and sometimes it really does help. And another thing is I do not drink any type of caffeine, whether it's in coffee, decaf coffee, caffeinated tea, soda. I don't drink any of that stuff because that will give me anxiety for sure. And I can't have anything with B12 vitamins in it, like Powerade, things like that. I just stay away from all that type of stuff because it really affects me. It's Brittany A. Her question is, what inspired you to start your YouTube channel, and how did you decide what videos you wanted to post? I have a whole video actually explaining why I started YouTube, and it was mainly because of me being sick with Lyme disease, and I wanted to talk to more people about it. I eventually evolved into wanting to do more fun things, meet new people, and interact more online, to meet new goth people, new metalheads, more alternative people, things like that. And I guess I just have like ideas of things that I want to do. A lot of times I take reference to other YouTubers' videos. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I should do my own spin on that. Or I just think of an idea of something that I might want to share with you guys. So yeah, that's basically how I just come up with my videos.